Hey everybody, what is up and welcome back to the channel. And have I got a cool knife for the outdoorsman fisherman today. I'm very excited about this knife. It's super cool. This is called the GAR and it's a fillet knife. For those of you guys that like to get out and fish and catch a lot of fish and bring them home and eat them, this knife may just be what you need, and we're going to talk about it. This knife is from Gahagan Customs. And I was fortunate enough to get a chance to go down and spend a little time with Kyle and Dana, the owners, and they were gracious enough to send me back with a few knives to be able to use and review for you guys. So this is going to be the first one in a series of knives that I have gotten from them that I'm going to review for you guys. And I got a chance to actually get out and get on the water and catch some fish and actually use this knife and use it as a fillet knife, and was very impressed with it. And my buddy from Montana, he really liked it as well. We had a really great time out there fishing, and I'll even show you guys some of that footage, maybe a couple catches on this video while we're talking and going over some of the specs and things like that. And we'll get into this knife and we'll get out and get the specs and stuff, but I will tell you that it's a great knife, and I really just have enjoyed having it and using it so far, and I think it's something that you guys might be interested in. Now, the price point of these knives is $250 if you want G10 handle scales, and if you're going to go cord wrap, then it's $225. They got a couple different versions on there. So let's get into the specs and talk about everything you do, and I'll roll some pictures of that and maybe roll some fishing footage while we're talking about it as well. And then we'll get into the knife, and I'll actually show this knife in action filleting some fish. So let's talk about the specs. I like to get those out of the way and get done, but let me show you the knife first before we get into the specs. It's right here. This is called the GAR, and it's really amazing knife. It's got G10 handle scales. I really like this swoop that it is, the way it kind of swoops in, because after filleting the fish and stuff, we realized that we really like to use the kind of tip and the edge, and we're kind of just basically using this area of the blade mostly when we're filleting, and then if it's a thicker fillet, we'll get them deeper, but it really cuts really great with that. Now, this is a pretty stout knife, so it doesn't have that flex like a lot of other fillet knives do, but it was very easy to just lay it flat on the fillet and cut it out, which you guys will see when I show you the video of me actually cutting it. But I wanted to show you the knife. It's a really great blade. It feels really good in the hands. It's got a fairly slender profile, but it's very comfortable. It's very comfortable in the hands. And the other little touch I like about this knife is they actually have a verse from the Bible on it. It's Romans 3:23, which is really cool. So you guys can look that up to be a little hobby if you guys want to know what that is. But it's a really cool saying, and I thought that was a really cool touch to this knife. They come with a nice Kydex sheath as well. Now I put my own clip on it right here. This is just one of those normal UD Alti clip things and stuff like that. You can do a lot of different things on it. This is just what I threw on there. You can get multiple different clips from them. I mean, whatever you want. You can get a UD clip, you can get an Alti clip, you can get a Tech Lock. He has tons of different options for that are on the page to pick what you want for that. You also got a whole bunch of different options for the handles, for the G10 handle scales. Tons of different colors. Maybe I'll roll some of those pictures in as well so you can see some of the pictures. You're probably seeing them as you're watching this now. Tons of different colors that you can get the different handles in, which is really cool as well, and it gives you a lot of options. But let's dive into the specs and read it off, and we'll roll off some B-roll footage and all that stuff for you guys. So, the GAR fillet knife, which is this bad boy right here, that's what we're rocking with. Stuff, and it's got this really crazy point too. I mean, that point actually came in handy when we were filleting, which was really cool. So let's stuff that there and try not to break off our tip while we're talking about it. So the GAR fillet knife has G10 handle scales in multiple colors. There's like 6 different colors that I saw on the website, which is awesome. There's blues, greens, oranges, camos, just all kinds of different stuff. The steel is an 80 CRV2, which is a really good steel, holds the edge really well. That's one of the things we were talking about when we were fishing, that it actually, when we were cleaning the fish, it actually had really good edge retention. The length of the blade is 4.5 inches. The thickness is an 1/8 of an inch thick. Overall length is 9 inches. Comes with a Kydex sheath. It is made 100% in the USA by a veteran. Kyle is a veteran, and the knife is designed by Kyle Gahagan, and the owners of the business are Kyle and Dana, and it's Gahagan Customs. So with that being said, after I pull it out of the wood there, and it's still got a nice point on it even though I jabbed it in there, you guys can see that and stuff. We're going to show you guys this knife in action. So we're going to cut to a clip where I'm actually filleting a crappie, and you guys can see me filleting this crappie out, and we're cutting this crappie. And you guys can check it out, and then we'll come back and we will wrap this video up. So let's cut to me actually using this knife, filleting a fish out, stuff the way I like to fillet it, and then we'll wrap this video up. Alright guys, so we got our GAR fillet fishing knife right here. We got some fresh crappie that we just caught, and we're going to fillet this bad boy up the way I like to fillet them. So try not to have any guts or anything. I like to cut them right back behind here. Just do a nice little cut right here. Which, that cut very nicely. Look how nicely that just cut right into there. Right pet behind his gill like that. And then I just like to go down the spine of the body. Right here. And we'll just feel that down there. And that's cutting really nice right down where his fins are at. I can roll right through there. Ouch. Pricked myself. And then once I get down to the tail here, I like to get right over the bone and kind of push through. And then I can feel that bone, and I go right to here and I stop so it has that thing. And now we're just going to pull the knife across the ribs, like so, and just pull the meat off as we go. And this is doing a really, really good job of doing that. We should get a really nice fillet off of this guy. But you can just feel the ribs, you can hear it ticking off of there. We just had a really good fishing morning. So try to go down here. I just keep feeling that. Right there. Get around that. Just keep ticking it around, ticking around. Until we get around it. Right there. We're just going to go around there. We can cut that off right there. And we'll slide that back like this. Then you got this piece of meat here. And what I like to do is just press it down here. And I can just get a little slice in there. And then you can just saw it back and forth like that. And you can see how we're just going across the belly of the skin there. You can kind of pull it up and see it as you're doing it. And this is just taking it real easy off of there. I always try to be real easy so I don't cut into anything I don't need to. And just slide off there. And this is cutting really nice. I'm just taking my time with this. And peel it out there a little bit more, and voila. There's a piece of meat for you. So there you guys go. There's a piece of crappie right there. Just needs to get a rinse off, and we'll be grubbing down on it. So let's do the other side real quick so you guys can see that. So we're going to flip him over. Same thing. Get back behind here. I like to cut right behind his gill. Just do a nice slice, and that just slices right in. Look how easy that slices in there. Then we're going to run down his spine. Like so. Get your finger in there. This is just cutting really, really easy. Like I said, once I get down here to the tail, I like to push it through right about here. And cook through the other side. Cut it down to there. And then just walk across the bones. And this has a crazy point on it to do the walk across the bones, which is crazy. So I'm just taking my time because I want to get as much meat as I can out of this sucker. That is the plan. We like our meaties. Because we like our crappies. Something's going on my neck. But just take your time with it. You can hear that bone on there. Once you get over here, you can kind of cut this away. And then you come back down here where that belly meat's at right there. You don't get hung on something. And try to get that belly meat. He has right there. And then we're going to cut it down. Like so. And then I'll flatten that same guy like this. We'll just cut into that. Take nice and flat. Just run it across that skin. Josh is filleting way faster than I am.
I only fillet a few hundred of these every year.
So, but just make sure you keep the nice and flat there. And boom. Take that off right there. And there you go. No muss, no fuss, no blood, no nothing. He goes in the pile right there. You guys got two nice pieces of crappie right there with the GAR fillet knife from Gahagan Customs. It's an awesome blade, man. Fillets fish just fine. Works great. I like it. So let's wrap this video up. All right, everybody. So there you guys go. That is the GAR fillet knife by Gahagan Customs. This is a great knife. I really like it a lot. It's a higher end blade. I mean, you know, at $250, it's a little bit higher end blade. But you know what? I think it's well worth it. It's well made. You guys can see it. Show it to you guys again so you guys can really see it. The different angles and stuff. It's a super cool knife. The sheath is really great as well. The retention in the sheath is really nice. I mean, it's not coming out of there no matter what you try to do. It's not got no wiggle, no sound, no clips, no nothing thing. Like I said, you can lace this up any way you want to. You can use whatever clip. This is just the clip that I threw on there because that's what I was gonna do with, or clip it onto like my fishing bag or something like that. So, but you can lace it up different ways. You could do a leather one. You could do a scout carry if you wanted to do. There's so many different things you could do with the carry of this. The push ramp is really nice. It's really easy to just pull it out and put it back in there. It goes in and out really well and really easy. Holds in the retention is really good on this knife. The handles feel amazing. And it's just a great, great knife and stuff. So if you're looking for a really good fillet knife that you want to get out there with, I would recommend this knife. I'm very impressed with it. I'm going to use it to cut up a bunch of fish, which I've already done. And you guys saw. I mean, it's just, it works really, really well. You know, like my buddy that was with me that went fishing, he actually filleted a bunch of fish with it, and he had no problems with it. He was able to do a bunch of different tasks with it because we filleted everything from catfish to bluegills to crappie when we went fishing. So, and this knife did them all just fine and did a great job on it. And just a really great knife and very well made and well designed. And it did real well cutting through those scales, and I can't say enough about it, you know. And like I said, it's all American made by a veteran, you know, so you got to love that. This is 100% American made in the USA, and he's making great knives. And so I've got a few more to show you guys. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be using them and doing stuff with them, and I will be making reviews about them. And every knife that he gave me, I really like a lot, and I think they're super awesome and super impressive. So I want to say thank you to Kyle and Dana for actually giving me these knives. I really appreciate that, and I'm really enjoying using them. I'm really impressed with them, and they're just a really, really good knife. So I would definitely recommend it for a good outdoor knife. And the nice thing about this is beefy enough that it'll handle other tasks. You know, even though it's kind of designed as a fillet knife, it's beefy enough to do other stuff, and it holds a really, really great edge as well. I mean, it's super sharp, and just really well done. And it just feels really, really good. It's very comfortable to use. It's very comfortable when you're filleting. Like when I was filleting, I was just getting down there and be able to go nice and flat and just really fillet those fish out. And it was just really easy to handle. And the design is very well done. It was very well thought out. So Kyle did a really good job, and I think they knocked it out of the park with this. So definitely give them a check out at GahaganCustoms.com, which is GAHAGN. Customs.com. Go check out their site. Like I said, you can get all kinds of different handles. You can go pick your different things that you want and set up the knife you want. You can pick the different clips that you want. There's a lot of different things you can do to pick it out to make it the way you want it. You know, if you don't like the black scales, then you can get different colors. So they have options when it comes to this knife, which is really nice. You can even do paracord wrap. It's $25 cheaper if you just go paracord wrap. But it's a very well designed knife, and it's a very functional knife. And one thing you guys know about me is I like function. I like function. You know, I like a knife to look good, but it needs to function. And if it doesn't function and doesn't handle well for the task that I do, like going fishing today, if it doesn't cover that task for me to clean fish, then it's not the knife for me. And this was great. It was great to try something else. And actually, I've been using one of those Rapala fillet knives forever, and that's been my go-to fillet knife. And I actually compared it. We were comparing it back and forth when we were filleting the fish up this afternoon, and we both really liked this one better. It just the tip on it and just the way it did, we just enjoyed this one better. It was nice and sharp and just cut through the fish. And not that that one doesn't, but this just really performed better for us, and we just both really, really liked it a lot and just thought it was a great knife, you know. And it's just, I really like the design. I think it's super cool, you know, and I like that swoop down, and it really does make a difference. But like I said, we kind of found that we were using about from here over for most of our fillets, is about all we were using of the blade. We weren't getting really into the back end of it. We were just kind of going about halfway. And if you did it like that, you could just a couple swipes and that fillet was off of there. So really, really cool to test that out. And I really enjoy doing stuff like this, because when you really get to take a knife and put it in a real world test for what it was designed for and see how well it performs, that matters. That really matters. And so I think they knocked it out of the park with this as a fillet knife. I think it's a good fillet knife to have, and it's definitely one to check out and try out, you know. And you know, give them a shout out and go check out their site. And if you don't like this, you may find something else in their Outdoorsman series that this comes from. They have a whole series of stuff for outdoorsmen, that in different types of outdoorsman knives, and well worth checking them out. They got a lot of really cool designs, and they're doing some great work over there. So go give them a shout out. I'll put the link down below here. I'll put their website address down here, and I'll also put it in the description below so you guys can get it. And just give them a shout out. Go check out their stuff. And if you guys happen to buy something from them, just put a little note in there that says Bravo Bassin sent you. You know, so that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm tired because I've been fishing all day, and then I came home and cleaned fish and really put this knife through its paces today, and it performed flawlessly and did the job we need to do. I mean, you know, skinning catfish is different than skinning a bluegill versus skinning a crappie versus doing a bass and other thing. And this handled the catfish and the bluegill and the crappie just fine. So I think it's going to handle any fish that you decide to clean just fine. And it did really good. So I was really happy with it. I'll show it to you guys one more time. So just a beautiful knife, very well done, and gets the job done. So that's all I got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and we will see you guys on the next video.